lot for coming and sorry for keeping you waiting. I would like to start by saying that in India, mobile games are just restricted to games like PUBG or Candy Crush or even like very big industry, and it's so huge that if I'll tell you the figures, you'll not believe it. So the reason for this interaction is mainly to bring to you your notice is a guy from Calcutta who has made games which has reached the top of the world in every sector, like including all games, all apps, and it has reached the top of the world and stayed there for 7 to 10 days. Like all the apps above PUBG, above Facebook, above any other single app or game in the world, the games which I have made has reached the top in the world. So now I would like to just give a brief introduction of myself. That how did it all start? Like I was an avid gamer from the childhood, but I had to enter my father's textile business at the age of 18 because he expired. So the gaming thing was always inside me, and I always wanted to do something because it was my passion. So I ran my textile business very well. I had the support of my two brothers. And in 2010, luckily for me, iPhone was invented by Steve Jobs. So I consider him as my god, apart from my dad. And that gave me an opportunity to make my own game. Like why can't, now it is giving me a platform where I can make my own game and show to the world my ideas. So we started a company called Chitralekha Productions, and I did not know anything about making games. So I hired a guy from Calcutta named Sayan Banerjee, and we made our first game and launched it on App Store. So how does it work is that you make a game, there is an App Store section where you give them for review, they release it. So we launched our first game, Race Car Mania, in 2010, where at that moment people did not even know what mobile game is. They just had played the Snake game on the Nokia phones. So it was a great learning experience for me, and I thought that this seems fun. So I learned a bit of coding and started making my own games, but that did not work because it was too difficult a job. But I had the dedication that I have to make games because that is my passion. So I approached a game development company in Ahmedabad called GameNX. It was known as Indianic at that time, and I told them that I have a lot of ideas on how to make games. Can you make it for me? And they were getting a client, so yes, they started making games for me. And you won't believe that for 9 long years, I kept on making games. I kept on making failures, and it's not a story like it is. Like if you search my games from Abhishek Malpani, you'll find out that the first game I launched in 2011, and after that I have launched 450 games. I kept on making games, took out money from my textile business and made games, took out money, made games. But things changed, like बोलते हैं ना 100 दिन सोनार के तो एक दिन लोहार के. In my case it was like 400 दिन सोनार के और एक दिन लोहार के, and that day came in June 2019. But before that, I would like to just say that in 2016 we started this company Funcell Games because none of my games were working. So in 2016 we launched another company, Funcell Games, where I thought we'll only make educational games because the other games were not working. So we thought that let's make a game based on education, because whoever makes anything related to education are apps, not games. Now people please understand, games are something else and apps are something else. Like Facebook is an app, but Candy Crush is a game. So we thought that why not bring education into games? And again, for 3 long years, I kept on making educational games. None of them still worked. Now, in June 2019, something drastically changed overnight. We launched a game called Idle World. Now, Idle World, how does it work? We make games, but we approach publishers who will launch the game worldwide because millions of dollars are invested in launching those games. How is the game launched? When you show it to a publisher, they say they test it and they see yes, the game has potential. So, ये game को हम लोग अच्छा कर सकते हैं. We'll earn from it. They just want money. So what they did was that they tested Idle World, and one of the publishers named Homa Games. Idle World is right here. It was published by Homa Games in Paris. So they tested the game and the numbers were great. And before that, for 5 long years, I had been approaching all these publishers. All the please test my game, please try it once. Nobody replied. I tried to approach them through LinkedIn, through any way possible, found out their mail IDs. Nothing happened. But this game had something about it where it gave a feeling of the user of progression, and when we tested the game on our own, we saw that we had hit gold. So we approached this company named Roma Games, and when they saw the numbers, they said, "Okay, we are ready to publish it." So what happens is that we launch a game on our platform, on App Store and Google Play Store. Like for Android phones, there are Google Play Store, and for iPhones, there is App Store. So we launch it under our account, but once a publisher approves it, we have to give the game to them. The copyright will remain with us. So the game is transferred to their account, and then they spend millions of dollars to make the game a worldwide hit. And same happened with Idle World. It reached the top 25 games in the world. I had never even imagined that my game will ever be in the top 2000, like the way things were going for me for 9 years. So in 2019, when Idle World was launched, it became so big. Being number 25 in the world is like huge. Not for me, but for anyone, because a fact that you all don't know is that we only hear about Candy Crush, PUBG, and we think these are the games. There are 20,000 new mobile games released every single day. 20,000. 40,000 apps, 20,000 of those, 35,000 apps, 20,000 are mobile games. But we only, in India especially, we only know about the 4 or 5 games like the ones I said. But what happens to those 20,000 games which are released every day? 99.9 failures. So with Idle World, for these 9 years, I had been making games through this company called GameNX. I was paying them as a client. Now after this Idle World got hit, I decided to buy that company because it was no more affordable for me to spend so much because they were charging huge. So I acquired that company because this game did so well. I bought GameNX. So GameNX became a part of Funcell. Like Funcell is the mother company, GameNX is we are a parent company, that is a child company. And we have started the merger process, and within 3 months, GameNX Funcell will just become Funcell Games. Before this, we were doing it in Chitralekha Productions. Now with the Idle World getting hit, we acquired GameNX, and things like, when nothing succeeds like success. So after Idle World got hit, we started getting calls from publishers that what games are you making, please show us. Because otherwise they were not even answering. Now, at the current date, in LinkedIn, I get 2 or 3 requests from biggest publishers in the world every day, please make games for us. Now before I move any further, I would just like to show you my team and my office which we have created in Ahmedabad, and we are making a big office in Calcutta because this will be our head office. The Calcutta is the place, where I have done everything. So we'll just show you our team and our office in Ahmedabad for a moment.
Hi, I am Kalpesh. I am the Director of Operations.
He's the head of
Hey, I am the game designer.
Hi, I am Tushar Prajapati, Technical Artist.
Hi, I am Amit Funcell. I am an accounts manager.
Hi, I am Shailesh. I am System Administrator.
Hi, I am Vivek. I am a PHP developer.
Hi, I am Pradeep. I am a 3D animator.
Hi, I am Abhishek Chaudhary. I am UI designer.
Hi, I am Model. I am a Unity game programmer.
Hi, I am Ranshu Desai. I am the project manager.
Hello, I am Vijay Patel. I am video editor.
Hi, I am Nikhil Funcell. I am a video editor.
Hello, I am Ashri Patel. I am video editor.
Hi, I am Ankit Jain.
This guy
Technical manager for Unity development here. What we do, we make dreams come true while literally.
This is the office. It's a 7,000 square feet office. We opened on the day the lockdown started. So this was on first April. once Idle World got hit, then as I said, the publishers started approaching me, and then one of the biggest publishers, you must have heard about Ubisoft, the makers of Assassin's Creed and all the console games. They entered the mobile game through Green Panda Games, their mobile game development company, and we made Idle Human. Like, Idle Human became so big that for 7 days in a row, Idle Human was world's #1 game and app across the globe. Everywhere, like, it had one day 3 lakh downloads, and we reached 2 million daily active users. It was in 2019 August. So after June, Idle World, then came Idle Human, and then nothing stopped us. Now we found a way that we can make games which will educate people. Now Idle World was educating people how the world was formed. Children today no one likes to study, no one likes to go to school. But if you tell them, okay, you are learning through a game, we hit that note. We realize that if we make children are the 75% people who play games actually, with the iPad, iPhone. So the dads give the iPhone to the children and yes, they play it. So we thought that we want the parents to give the phone to them, give the iPad to them, give the tablet to them, not take it away from them. So we started making educational games. We made Idle Human, then we made Idle World before that, then Idle Workout teaching about exercises, and then we made 9 months. Now 9 months was such a big release that it took the world by storm. Now every publisher started approaching me more and more that please make games for us, we'll give you more revenue share, we'll give you this, we'll give you that. So basically the story is that a guy from Calcutta is now going to launch an IPO next year in London Stock Exchange, and that's me. So the point here is that the message I would like to give to all is that mobile gaming is a very, very big industry. It's a $70 billion industry. $70 billion, and it's rising 25 to 30% every year. So, but in India, what we do is, the talent in India is immense. We make games for the people of US. We make games for the people of UK, for the Europe, for China. We don't make games for ourselves. We just work for them. Maybe the idea is ours. If they give us the idea, we make games and we give it to them. Our name is nowhere. I want to create a Facebook in India. Why can't India make its own Google? Why can't India make its own Facebook when these Chinese apps have been banned and all? So I will never sell this company. I am not doing it for money. I want to make this company so big that I acquire foreign companies. So the plan going ahead is we are currently a 60-member team, 55. Now we'll be 60, Maniji, within 3 days. Like we hired 5 more people. Yeah. So we plan to make it a 100-member team by end of May, where we'll have around 20 game developers, 20 video editors, 20 3D artists, and this shows that a person who was just a single person in 2019 May, in 1.5 years probably, we'll become a 100-member team, and we are one of the biggest mobile game developers in the world, not India. If you talk about the money sense, you all must have heard about the Nazara Games IPO, which Rakesh Jhunjhunwala has invested 100 crores in that. In short, my company will have the same profit as Nazara Games in 2020, like year which ended. So, in short, anything is possible, and now we'll show you the videos of our successful games which has been published and has 200 million downloads across both iOS and Android platform. These are our cases also because we were told by publishers that please make it for us. So this is 9 months where you start as a single cell and then you develop into a game. I'll show it on my phone in a minute. This is a funny game we made about cleaning the house, how we should make our child do their own work. This was bad, which did well, but this is more about learning. This is how a car is made. This game, Lion Studios gave us $1 million. $1 million for this game because they had such a good data. this is our flagship game, Idle Human, where the whole human body, how it's created, every single part in detail is shown and we learn to use it. This is a fun game where you transform from a man to a werewolf, and then yeti and lizard and lots. This is workout. This is more about learning how to do exercise in the gym, what's the correct way, and this our first game which changed my life, Idle World. How the world was created, how you can create your own world. These are called idle games. This is a fun game we made, Haircut. It launched last month and it reached top 5. This is Stairway to Heaven, a very, very fun game where it was launched by Lion Studios. It stayed in top 10 for 3 months and it's still in the top 300. Like all our games which we showed just now are in the top 300 games in the world, and 15,000 games are released every day. If you count that, and my games are still in the top 300, that's a huge achievement. So now moving forward, at the present, we are going to open a big office in Calcutta because we want to, talent is everywhere. It's not only in Bangalore and Mumbai. So we want to make Calcutta the hub for, you need. Palo Alto did not become Palo Alto unless Apple formed the office there, and then Facebook came, and then Google came. So we need a starting point for Calcutta. We don't want it to die. So we want to bring Calcutta, I personally want to make Calcutta the gaming hub of the country. Where a company like Funcell Games, which is renowned worldwide, has its head office in Calcutta. So this was my story in short. Manoj, you want me to say anything else? So I'll just show you one by one the games which did reach the top of the world. This game is 9 months. So in this the user has to this is how the baby looks in the womb. I've already played this game for around 1 day, so it is in this stage, but it starts from just one cell, and then you press grow button and it keeps on growing, and they give you information that at what time, at what age, what is being formed, and these are called idle games. Now every game has a genre. If you talk about Candy Crush, it is a puzzle game. If you talk about PUBG, it's a simulation game. If you talk about this 9 months, it's an idle game, idle educational game. Now idle games is nothing but you just have to click, and you at the bottom we give you different information. Like it's not being shown clearly, but we give you a lot of facts about what happens to a baby in the womb. So this finally will develop into a baby, and then you can change the skin color and the eyes, the nose, whatever you want to name the baby. It will keep on growing and changing. It took us around exactly 9 months to make this game, because these little transformations which are being formed is not so easy for any developer in the world. So why I acquired GameNX was the reason, the talent they had. I paid a lot of money to acquire GameNX just for those 20 people, because I knew that I was not buying the company, I was just making a big family out of 20 people. Now this was 9 months. This was the first hit, Idle World, which I told you changed my life overnight. So in this you have to create the planet on your own. You're creating water here, then you are creating land, and people loved it somehow because they thought that they were creating it. But you learn a lot, because we give you facts at the bottom, and you learn a lot about how the earth was created, and that's all. Then we made Idle Car. Like in this we show how a car is made from the beginning. For tech, we had different genres, like 9 months for medical, Idle World for geography. If you want to learn geography, this. If you want to learn engineering, then. So this is how we start with the wheels, and the whole car will be formed slowly. And slowly the car will be revealed. We started this concept of revealing things slowly, and then there were at least 5 to 10,000 games which were copied on our games. Like people copied our games. So basically these are the flagship games we have. Idle. This is the one which changed our life. It has earned so much that it has brought us close to the valuation we are today. In this, if you notice, you have to create the organs, the bones, the skull, the control center, whatever. Everything has to be created by the gathering cells, and slowly it will be formed. You know, like you will see them revealing slowly. Now here the heart is formed. You can zoom in and you can get a closer view. And you know about the human body. I mean, half of the, like 90% of the people don't know where are the kidneys, where are the lungs, or where are the, the intestines. So we thought of showing them through our game that how does it work. Then we bought Alien into this game, and then to advance further, we bought Cyborg, a robot, how a robot is made. So this game, once it started, it was something like one of its kind, and this is Idle Human. Are making, any given time, we are making 20 games in a row. 4 games which we are launching this year are Idle Milk Inc., Idle Home, where we will be showing how you make a home, and then the Idle Baby Miner, where we'll show that the world has lost so many people in COVID. Let's repopulate the world, but not with babies, but with aliens, with robots, with zombies, and those kind of stuff. And the 4th game is Idle Evolution now. That is very, very interesting. Now, it's